Hello and welcome to No Ordinary Woman, where we recognise and celebrate women of all ages and all stages of this happy life. I'm Fiona Briffa and today I've got Krystle Walker joining me. How are you, Krystle?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm so excited to be talking to you today.
Thank you. Me too.
Really appreciate you coming on and just sharing some of your story with us. So first of all, let's just open up and with an easy one, just tell us a little bit about you. Who's Krystle?
So I'm a 36-year-old mum of two, a wife, a business owner. I am a gardener. I love my veggies. I love cooking. I love my friends and family. So I'm a bit all over, a bit rounded.
Yeah. So love your friends and family. You're a family person and you love gardening. Oh, yes. I bet that's coming in handy during lockdown in Melbourne.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, except for not being able to get many things if we need it. So everything's sold out. But yeah, friends and family definitely benefit from our produce and chickens and eggs and so forth.
Oh, that's so cool. And if you're joining us in the future, we are in the middle of a global pandemic, and in Melbourne, Australia, we're in lockdown right now. So just so you know the context around that if you're watching it later on. So that sounds awesome. Now, Krystle, tell us a bit about your business.
So my business is called KP Performance Training. I am a personal trainer. I train with groups and with one-on-one sessions with people, mainly women, because men tend to like to do their own thing, and women are quite happy to be told what to do, I guess, and pushed. Yes. So my business runs for all ages and all genders, all fitness levels.
Oh, cool. And what prompted you to start this business?
I was always training prior, whilst growing up, or like in my late teens and early 20s. And I was actually overseas and I had started exercising again and running every day or doing something. I lived with 8 people in a big share house in London.
Wow.
And I would go out and someone different would come with me every day. And it was through them had sort of suggested, why aren't you doing this for a job? Like, you're great at it. And I went, well, that is something I love and something I could do as a job. So I arrived back in Australia and met my now husband, and he was the one who sort of gave me the bit of nudge to get into it. And 10 years later, and here we are.
Wow, that's really brave. So what is it that you really love about developing helping them with their fitness?
Probably the other sides of it. So not just that they're getting weight loss, their health is so much better. Mental health is amazing. Watching them grow as a person and change as a person, seeing that they can do things that they never thought that they could do. So I think, really there's quite a lot in it, not just being fitter or having lost weight.
Yeah, it's you're seeing their confidence
increase and just their lives change so much, and that's amazing.
Yeah, that would be very satisfying. So what is the biggest thing that gets you excited in the morning about your day? What gets you out of bed?
The work-wise would be who I'm seeing for the day, knowing that where they're at and what harsh punishment I can put them through. So that's always exciting. I like finding new things and creating different workouts, and that always excites me too. My own training, I do love training myself, training with someone else and doing that also. And home-wise, I guess it would be my kids, getting up to see them in the morning and seeing their smiley faces, and also going out into my veg garden and seeing what's grown from the day before.
I'm seeing a pattern here. She loves watching things grow and develop. Can anyone else see that?
Very good, yes.
We've got a few values all kicking out in there. Oh, that sounds amazing. It must be very satisfying.
It is.
Watch people develop.
Absolutely, yeah, it really is.
And have you always, so you've said you've always been passionate about health and fitness. What age did that start at? What's your earliest memory of?
It would be when I was in my sort of 6 to 10 years old, I always remember mum getting up and running 6Ks in the morning. She'd do it in half an hour and she'd be back getting us ready for school. But she would then continue on with about 15 minutes of ab workout, just in the bedroom on a towel on the floor by herself. Yeah. And she had a couple of little light weights, and she just did that every day, and she still exercises, and my mum's 60, nearly 65.
Oh, go.
So yeah, so I think it was instilled in us quite early, in my brothers, to sort of see that exercise is something you should be doing every day. And my kids now, Billy, who's 4.5, he knows exercise. You got to do exercise for health and for strength, and yeah, so I think it's definitely an early inbred thing, or inbuilt thing.
Yeah. Amazing. So you took something that was a passion and you turned it into a business.
I did, yes.
Wow, that is a very brave move. And I guess, you know, not all of our passions are meant to be for businesses. Some are. I think it's something that's really important to remember. But it's a brave thing to step out there and turn that passion into a business. And so in doing so, can I ask you, what were your biggest challenges and obstacles when you took your first steps?
It definitely would be money. I think we always put things down to money. It's like, well, if I'm going to be starting something new, I don't have that income to support myself.
Right.
So it was a bit of a work, I guess, in the start with making sure that I had a second job, or my primary job, I guess, and this was something I was working on. So I probably worked with doing waitressing on the side, probably for a good 18 months before I got down to one day or one afternoon a week, and then I was able to say, no, you know what, I can get rid of that. Also did studying whilst I was working, so I guess juggling all of that would have been the hardest part, but knowing that if you keep pushing through, if you keep going and watching the business grow and get a little bit more money every week and a little bit more, then I can get there. I can get there.
So it was those baby steps that just sort of kept you motivated.
Yes, yeah.
So it sounds like you had a lot of strategic planning. So you set up that safety net of a part-time job, and then one started outweighing the other. So there was a fair bit of planning and
yes,
safety nets.
And I guess having real support from Tim as well. He was very much, no, you can do this, and we just made it work. We were passing ships in the night a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I would be working evenings and he's working the day, and I'd be studying in the day or working PT in the day. And I think, like anything, it's going to be hard at first, but it's definitely going to be worth it.
Yeah, wow. That sounds like a lot of hard work. My husband always says to me, like, anything worthwhile is going to take hard work.
That's right.
Yeah. And it's the ones that don't give up that succeed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow, that's really amazing. And so, and I know this from myself, or trying any new thing, whether it's a business or a hobby or just any kind of change. Was there ever a time where you just wanted to give up? It was like, oh, this is too hard.
Too much. A few times, yeah. So a few times it was like, I think I should just be working for someone, not for myself. We don't get holiday pay, you don't get sick pay. It's, you know, you don't have that sort of ease. If you're sick or kids are sick, well, then you've got to deal with that. There's no sort of help unless you've got employees, etc. And just thinking like we're on the clock all the time, but there's so many more positives about it. When you're having a hard time, you can try and look to those. A big thing I think is this particular business, and it's different for all, but is we have seasonal. So throughout the winter, it can get really quiet and people can drop off quite a lot, and then we spike throughout the spring and summer. So sometimes during that time, you look at it and go, oh, maybe this isn't right. But you've got to ride it out and know that you've got faith in yourself that it will pick up, because you'll be doing the work to get it.
Wow. And so, because I know that, you know, nearly everyone that I speak to has those moments. And I think that that's what we want to point out to people that are watching this, is that if you do have those moments, it's not just you. We all have those moments. It's about what we tell ourselves in those moments that helps push us through. So Krystle, can you tell us what sort of things would you tell yourself to just keep pushing you through those little moments where it's like, oh, this is too hard?
Yeah.
How do you push through those?
A big thing would have to be being my own boss,
Yeah.
and being on my own schedule.
Yeah.
And to be on someone else's schedule and to be accountable to somebody else is not as free living, I guess. For me, I look at it and go, if I was just doing a 9-to-5 job, and Tim has mentioned that to me a few times over the years, where he thought, oh, well, it's probably just better if you go and get steady work and you can work your 9-to-5. And I've sort of looked at him going, I don't think we can do that. Like, I can't do that. So I think that's been a big thing for me, is definitely the fact that I run my own show, and it works for me. And I really wanted to be able to have children and have them around and not have to put them into childcare every day.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. It was like, all right, how do I create the business that makes it easier for me and for our family life?
Yeah. The lifestyle. It sounds like Tim was doing the old reverse psychology on you there. It's like, oh, maybe you should just go get a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
No. No, Tim, well done.
Yeah.
So it sounds like, and I guess what motivates different people to push through their want to give up moments will be completely different. So for you, it was, I'm my own boss, I've got to keep doing this, I want the lifestyle, I want to work my own hours, I want to be able to work flexibly around my kids, where for somebody else it might be something completely different. So I guess it's important message to send, to really find, like, preempt the fact that you're going to have these hurdles when you decide to step into something you've always wanted to do, and make sure you've got those objections overcome before you even go into it. So you've got your little list of things to tell yourself when you go, rocking backwards and forwards in the corner. I've been there so many times. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing?
Yeah.
To be able to go, wait, no, this is why we're doing this.
Yes, exactly.
And that's what's helpful, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you've got to have that.
Well, that's amazing. Now, so we know that it's difficult creating something for yourself, whether it's a hobby, whether it's a business, whether it's a changing career. So now that you've done it and you're sort of basking in the glory of it, what have been the biggest blessings in pushing through these fears, in overcoming these hurdles, and getting this all set up for yourself?
I guess being able to say I'm doing something I absolutely love, and saying I did it. And that's, I think just a huge thing. I still can do stuff for me, my fitness. I can still be keeping that up every day. There's a lot of people, for them within my business, it's like they would have to go after work to do their exercise. I get to do it throughout the day. The blessings would be being able to just, if we need to drop and run, I can. It's my business. I can sort of judge things, and I can plan things and navigate my way through, and have family life that we sort of really wanted.
Yeah.
So,
that's awesome. And so what would you say you are the most proud of? If you could pick one thing out of this whole journey, what are you the most proud of?
Business journey, business life journey.
Yeah.
I would say, I guess I'd have to say my kids, although one's just walked in now to annoy me. So
joys of working from home.
Yes. I'd say my kids, and watching them grow, and seeing, I guess Billy, because he's the older one, seeing him already see that mum and dad both run their own businesses, and we work hard, and that's another thing that we'll instill in him. And I think
so being proud of the example you're setting for your kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Having a go.
Yeah.
I think that's really important, and it's whether it's you're going out and having a go at starting your own business, or going out and having a go at learning a new instrument, or whatever it is that you want to have a go at. Being that example for those around you and your kids is really important, because they go, oh, well, mummy and daddy had a go. I'll have a go too.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Thank you. Now I've got just one of my favorite questions. If you could go back in time to tell yourself at the very beginning of all this, to tell yourself something, what would it be? What advice would you give yourself?
Get organised.
Yep.
Get more organised than you were at the start, and have some faith, and keep pushing. I think it would be the thing. Just stop doubting yourself.
Yep.
That would be another big one.
Yeah.
And keep going. It will get there. It's not going to be easy. And like you said, nothing good is easy. Nothing great comes from doing nothing. Yep. So yeah, those would be my things.
That is amazing. I love that. And if you could tell any of the girls or women watching out there, if you could, if they want to chase their dreams, what would you tell them?
To absolutely go for it. It's I guess plain and simple that way. But basically, don't think that it's going to work perfectly straight up. Nothing we do first time around generally works properly. Nothing that you start off with is going to be in the way that you want it to finish in. So it would be start the business, whatever it is that you're wanting to do, start your instrument learning, and you will grow with it. And don't hide it away from people. Start it and get it out there straight away, and that's how you're going to learn and grow from it. So don't think that you've got to have business plans and this and that and finances in order and everything, your computer system set up, whatever it might be. You just start off with selling to friends, or it's on Facebook or something like that. So I think that's a big thing. A lot of people like, I haven't had this, I don't have that, I don't have to look it up. So
start somewhere, one thing or the other, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. And you'll grow from that and you'll learn from that. And those are the things that then you start adapting and changing and finding out what it is that your niche is and whatever you're doing.
Yeah, that is great advice. And you're absolutely right. Like if we waited until we were perfectly ready for everything in life, we would never do anything. It's like if you waited till you were really ready to have kids, you would never have them. If you waited until you had enough money to buy a house, you would never. You've just got to step out and give it a crack, right?
Absolutely.
And work it out as you go. Like just off camera before, we were talking about half the time we have no idea what we're doing. We're just winging it. We're just one foot in front of the other, hoping for the best most of the time. So if you think everybody who's in their dream job or doing their own business or pursuing their passion in one way or another, if you think they're getting it right and they know what they're doing, most of the time nobody does. We're making it up as we go. It's just,
that's it.
It's having a go. It's just be brave, and if you don't feel brave, do it scared.
Yes,
just one foot in front of the other, even if you are really petrified, do it anyway.
That's right. Yeah.
That is amazing. I love that, Krystle. Now, because you are a health and fitness expert and we are all about happy mind, happy body, happy spirit here, can you tell us, like if there's women out there that are just starting out and they go, oh, I want to get fit as well, what can you tell them if they haven't been active for a while? What's the best place to start putting one foot in front of the other for them?
First would just be walking. If you haven't done any form of exercise, definitely be walking. Another thing would be just going to the GP, making sure that everything's okay before you start doing any exercise. If you assume you're pretty healthy, then the results will come back fine. So don't be afraid of that. It's always good to get a checkup anyways. So it'd be walking and then try and increase your speed to get into a little bit of a jog. There's heaps of apps online that you can download little workouts from. You just want to make sure nothing's high impact. Just easy things you can do at home without any equipment. So many body weight exercises. And then look for a group maybe that's in your area. Can get together with some other people. There'll be lots of people in the same boat. And then there should be some fitness groups around or studios like myself in your local area.
And of course, if you're in the Langwarrin area out of Melbourne, then do look up KP Performance Training because she is awesome and she's got a fantastic gym in the back there. But I just thank you so much for joining us today and sharing a little bit about your story, Krystle. We really appreciate it. It's been very inspiring.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you very much for having me.
No worries at all. And thank you all for joining us today for No Ordinary Woman. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a like and to subscribe if you would like more inspirational stories. And we will look forward to seeing you next time. And in the meantime, do something today that makes you